Rearing from Desmond Morris the naked ape. The burden of parental care is heavier for the naked ape than for any other living species. Parental duties may be performed as intensively elsewhere, but never so extensively. Before we consider the significance of the trend, we must assemble the basic facts. Once the female has been fertilized and the embryo has started to grow in the uterus, she undergoes a number of changes. Her monthly menstrual flow ceases. She experiences early morning nausea. Her blood pressure is lower. She may become slightly anemic as time passes. Her breasts become swollen and tender. Her appetite increases. Typically, she becomes more placid as after a gestation period of approximately 166 days, her uterus begins to contract powerfully and rhythmically. The amniotic membrane surrounding the fetus is ruptured, and the fluid in which the baby has been floating escapes. Further violent contractions expel the infant from the womb, forcing it through the vaginal passage and into the outside world. Renewed contraction then dislodge and eject the placenta. The cord connecting the baby to the placenta is then severed. In other primates, this breaking of the cord is achieved by the mother biting through it, and this was no doubt the method employed by one of our own ancestors, but today it is neatly tied and snipped through with a pair of scissors. The stump, still attached to the infant's belly, dries up and drops off a few days after birth. It is an universal practice today for the female to be accompanied and aided by other adults while she is giving birth. This is probably an extremely ancient procedure. The demands of vertical locomotion have not been kind to the female of our species. The penalty for this progressive step is a sentence of several hours hard labor. It seems likely that cooperation from other individuals was needed right back at the stages where the hunting ape was evolving from the forest dwelling ancestors. Luckily, the cooperative nature of the species was growing alongside this hunting development, so that the cause of the trouble could also provide its cure. Normally, this chimpanzee mother not only bites through the cord, she also devours all and or part of the placenta, licks up the fluid, washes and cleans her newly delivered infant, and holds it protectively to her body. In our own species, the exhausted mother relies on companions to perform all these activities, or more modern equivalents of them. Cowley. The life of Cowley, notwithstanding the penury of English biography, has been written by Dr. Spratt, an author whose pregnancy of imagination and elegance of language have deservedly set him high in the ranks of literature, but his zeal of friendship or ambition of eloquence has produced a funeral oration rather than a history. He has given the character, not the life of Cowley, for he writes with so little detail that scarcely anything is distinctly known, but all is shown confused and enlarged through the mist of panegyric. Abraham Cowley was born in the year 1618. His father was a grocer whose condition Dr. Spratt conceals under the general appellation of a citizen, but what would probably not have been carefully suppressed, the omission of his name in the register of St. Dunstan's, Paris gives reason to suspect that his father was a secretary. Oh, whoever he has, dies before the birth of his son, and consequently left him to take care of his mother, when whom Wood represents as struggling earnestly to procure him a literary education, and who, as she lived to the age of 80, had her solicitude rewarded by seeing her son eminent, and I hope by seeing him fortunate and partaking his prosperity. We know at least from Spratt's account that he always acknowledged her care and justly paid the dues of filial gratitude. In the window of his mother's apartment lay Spenser's Fairy Queen, in which he very early took the delight to read, till he, by feeling the charms of verse, he he became, as he relates, irrecoverably a poet. Such are the accidents which, sometimes remembered and perhaps sometimes forgotten, produce that particular designation of mind and propensity for some certain science or employment which is commonly called genius. The true genius is a mind of large general powers, accidentally determined to some